Hello everyone! First of all, I just want to say, don't mind the foundation in my hair or my hands look like they're about to fall off from being cold. The bright light that's over there, yeah, the shadow thing, yeah, that is my heater that's going on, but it literally looked like I was in an oven when I didn't have that light on, so that's why it's very weird. But this video is me bringing you along on the journey of me reading The Fault in Our Stars for the first time, and you get to see my reaction and review of it. Now, I do want to point out, I do mention several times in this video that I have seen The Fault in Our Stars, the movie. I did watch the film a long time ago, so I'm not sure on the details and not much at all why my makeup looks bad in this, but you'll find out in the video what I think about it. So yes, maybe this intro isn't 17 minutes long like it usually is, but just want to clarify, I have not read the summary of the book, I have not read reviews of the book, and I have not read anything from this book. Now here is me reading The Fault in Our Stars by John Green for the first time. Alright, I have just finished the first chapter, and I am so hoping that you have just got a disclaimer of why I look like a frog. No, this is the frog. But the first chapter, it is just so different from the book, but it's like, so, like, you can feel it. Like, I can hear the voices, and I remembered who Isaac was. But it's one of those things that I haven't seen the movie in so long, so it's like, oh, I remember you, I just don't know what happens to you, but then I know what happens to, like, some people that I don't want to know, because, like, that's just, like, hearts through against the wall. I have to look up, like, a word or words, like, every couple pages, so it's very educational. But yes, I am obsessed with this book, and it's literally made me so much happier. I don't know why, because it's a, like, really sad book, but it like makes you laugh. Is that morbid? Am I sadistic? Is that morbid? Like, the conversation just flows and you're just like, I want to know you guys, like, so precious. Right, anyway, this was so long. I really hope I am able to cut this up, and this is an hour 45-minute video. Cut to this being an hour and 10-minute video. Update is soon late, and I've figured out that I'm not sadistic, mostly, but it's actually just like, you, like, I'm happy because, like, they first met, and, like, you know, like, closeness and, like, chemistry and, like, explosion, fireworks. I don't know what I'm saying, but hopefully you do. Not quite sure how that one's gonna work, but my dog's finished eating now, so bye. Hiya, got more food, got another update. So this is my first time, like, not just, like, watching a movie and reading the book. This is my first time ever reading a book after a movie, so it doesn't matter which order, I haven't done any, but I think it does, like the movie can be like a letdown, I've heard from everyone. Well, not like a letdown, but obviously everyone loves the book much more than the movie. Now I totally get why, because before I was like, well, all the important stuff is in the movie, but, like, I'm only on, like, chapter 3 or something, but I've realised, like, how much the story is oriented around Augustus's, that's a hard name to pronounce, oriented around the love story between Augustus and Hazel, but in this, like, you get to, like, experience Hazel more. Like, we're getting a full day in the life. She's gonna go read a book, she's hanging around with some friends, she's getting a little cola, she's going to a bookstore. Like, you're like, where was this in the movie? And obviously it's cut down, and I've also heard there's changes in the movie, obviously, and all that stuff. But, and, like, it is just, like, little changes so far. Like, in the movie, they watch the stuff in the basement up in the book they watch stuff in the living room. I'm not even gonna repeat that, but it's that sort of thing where you're just like all these little tweaks, and then like there's just like so it's like another world. Like you're really just getting into like a deeper level of it. Like you're getting her thoughts, and that's what I never like in the movie. I never caught on until like stuff really started happening. Like, oh, they were really into each other. What in the first meeting, like when she first sees him, she's like, oh, he's attractive. Like that sort of thing. Like you wouldn't really think that in the movie, whereas I didn't think it. But then again, I haven't watched the movie in ages. I've lost my train of thought, but I'm gonna keep reading this and I'm gonna love it. Hopefully. How could I not? Bye. I'm on the bit where Augustus is getting email from the writer, and I am just asking, why is he like the episode on Friends where Joey has to write the adoption letter for Monica and Chandler, and he does that clicky thing, so that when it says from Joey it says from baby kangaroo? You know, that thing was unnecessary. Why is he that? Why make something not make sense? I guess he's a writer, but if he's a writer then they should know people like to know what they're reading. Anyway. Hello everyone, it is the next day now. Do not worry, I have been outside, I have had clean oxygen. I am just wearing the same thing because I'm going to have a shower today, so why spoil something new? I've loads to update you on because I read until about 3 o'clock in the morning. The last time I updated you, Gus had gotten an email from the writer, and now I'm at the bit where Gus is dying. So, first things, Caitlin. Who is she? As far as I know, she did not exist in the movie, but that's another thing. Reading this, I can't remember what is in the movie and what is not. Like, Caitlin, like, she's so popular, like, you'd think it would be, like, a petty friendship, and Hazel does say, like, oh, I can't be natural around her, which I feel. At first, it's just a generic popular girl thought, like stereotyping in her head and throughout the book. But then you find that, like, she's there for Caitlin, not in, like, a huge spectacular way. Like, you can understand why she's not in the movie. She's not, like, a main person that impacts the story. But it's that kind of thing where it's just, like, it just gives, like, a little bit where, like, Hazel does have girl talk with someone that isn't her mother. This isn't going to be in chronological order, I'm just going off of what I can remember. The grenade thing, that is so played down in the book. Not the situation, but her letting Gus know. Like, she has this whole explosion with her parents, but then she just, like, sends a little text to Gus and okay. The whole reason up to it is different as well, I believe. Like, in the movie she's just sitting there on her own, or like her mother confronts her, something like that. But then in the book, it's Gus's ex that leads her up to that. And I was wondering why, when they were talking about exes briefly at the start, he said Kathy Mathers. I was like, why don't you... It's not even Kathy Mathers, it's Caroline, but I've repeated this way too much to change that, so it's Caroline Mathers. And I was like, well, why did you give your full name unless, like, you are giving permission to stop? So I feel like that was just, like, a linking bit, which was pretty weird, but it's obviously just one name. I think it takes away one of the special aspects about it when it's found out that the whole reason Gus was saying at Hazel at the start was because she looks like Caroline. I feel like I want to call her Kathy again. Caroline's, like, double when it was the twin. And then later when they're in Amsterdam, we found out the real story about her. And it's kind of sad to me how they just cut off this entire thing. And you don't realise how much the love story in the movie is so edited in a way. Like, the awkwardness and the weirdness of her looking like her ex, and that's how he first got fascinated by her, like that just evaporated. The next big thing that happened in the book was the cancer scare. Well, not the cancer, but the thing with her lungs filling up with fluid and the ICU. So I loved to like explain like her screaming, but then it was also that like she just wanted to die. Like she'd been fighting so long and so hard, but the pain was so unbearable that she just needed to die for it to be over. Thankfully she didn't. But I think the one that like got me the most curious was the cancer meeting they had. I didn't even know those existed. Like a patient gets all these people in a room to discuss them. I don't know if that happens in real life. Obviously it's fiction, but it sounds like this could actually be someone's story. Oh my god. The couch scene. That is so cute. Emma just moved past the fact that Gus was like waiting for like days on end in the waiting room, and that was super cute because that just like like just how they described his hair like in the front. I was like, oh, look at me. But yeah, the couch scene where all he did was notice she was crying and then just like come all the way. Just them on the couch, like it feels like it's just like a YouTube video. Like it doesn't feel like that's planned or anything like that. Like I am so sorry for how many times I just said like in that little clip. That's just a sweet moment in the book. It doesn't have any dramatic impact in the story. Yes, there's obviously some things mentioned about like why he likes her, but the story could have went on nicely without it. But that just makes it even more special and sweet to know that like it isn't an essential part. It's just them. It's just an amazing refresher to know that there can just be a simple scene that most people overlook, but it felt so special and intimate to me. I'm gonna have to be a bit more quiet, so hopefully you can still hear me. In the second book, they're in Amsterdam, and then usually you can keep up with like how they speak, like the poetry and like the sentimental metaphors and all that stuff. But then there's a conversation where they just like kept going on, and I feel like it is just like them just like, I feel like John Green is just trying to like give them banter or just like, you know, give them conversation. But I was just like, I feel like I don't desperately want to read it. I know once I pick up I'm gonna be great and I'm gonna really read it, but the last thing I read was like this was the last 4 I ever took of him, and I expected like more of a mystery because he's obviously fighting, and then someone who hasn't saw the movie or read the book before the movie, they are wondering, oh please let him live, and then it was only a chapter or 2 ago where we found out that he is ill, that she confirms that he dies, and I feel like they should just let readers have more hope for longer. I'm on chapter 15 now, and hopefully that's me caught all up. This was a huge bit, and I'm going to now read now. I've been able to read it all day because I don't want this to be longer than it is, even though it's huge. So he's getting sicker. He's very sad. He died. I finished it. Just dragged on, sort of thing. I'm assuming it's like a metaphor, like she's trying to find this note and then it's found. The multiple conversations in this book are one conversation in the movie, and then she reads it in the car. I also think this book should be named Okay, or Side Effects of Dying. This entire video is just me looking so bad. Anyway, I've finished. Oh no, let's not do that. I finished the book. I'll go on to my official review once I've showered and done all that stuff. But right now, I feel like I wanted a feel of the normal relationship that half of the entire book was leading up to, and we literally got 1-2 scenes of it, and then it was that he was ill and then she had to support him through the journey. Yes, they still loved each other. Yes, they were still giving her a boyfriend, but it wasn't a normal relationship. I hate using that, but do you know what I mean? Like, it was, they had to come to reality where he was going to die instead of like what we're gonna have for dinner that night. You're just reading it, like you don't feel like you're there. At the pre-funeral, that's when I felt it was coming back to normal. I don't mean him. Yes, him being healthy in the last good day helped, but I feel like it was just like them just hanging out. I think it was when Gus became out and then a timeline flopped. Anyway, I'm gonna clean up and then I'll give you an official review. So, as you saw throughout the book, my opinion kind of dipped a little bit. And by dipped I kind of mean like, ooh. I do want to start off by saying I did love the book. I loved Hazel's character and her seriousness. We got a more detailed perspective into her life and we found out that she has friends and then Augustus had the ex and all that drama. I'm just going to come out right and say it. I preferred the movie to the book. I never thought that was going to happen. People always say how much better the book was to the movie. And that's what I was expecting. So I did have high hopes. I was expecting this to be a 5 out of 5 stars. And it was an amazing book. But I wasn't as emotionally invested as I was in the book than I was when I was watching the movie. And that should not have happened. We have delved deeper into Hazel's life and we have gotten all of our emotions and we can get more of our thoughts, which we couldn't get in the movie. I expected to be crying. I expected to love them so dearly. I expected to want to clutch Augustus and cry into him and say this is not fair, but I didn't. The pace just got lost. When Augustus was dying in the movie, I was so sad because he was so genuine and such a good person to have in this world and he shouldn't have been dying. But in the book, I didn't see it like that. Any emotion I felt for Augustus, it was because of Hazel. A little more than halfway through, he told her he was ill. And I feel like there should have been a gap in between. After the night when they slept together, there should have been a day or two, even if they just spent the day in Amsterdam, the rest they had, just being a normal couple. And then when they got back on the plane home, he told her that would have been fine. But then he decided to head then, so there wasn't any real relationship then. Because I believe in Hazel's mind, it was he is dying, I need to be there for him. And yes, she would have normally been there for him, but there's the difference between being a supportive girlfriend and being and supporting your boyfriend who's dying. It was just zoomed to Augustus dying. From when we were told we got how Hazel felt, there was nothing in between to distract us. Throughout the entire book, there was always something going on in Hazel's mind. There was always she liked Augustus and then she was hanging out with her friends. There was always two things happening at once. I feel like I'm making this book sound so bad. I did really like it, but this is just I loved it so strong in the beginning and I had such high hopes for it. After the funeral, Hazel does this. I know it's not giant, but it just seemed like that because it was so dragged out to find the letter Augustus had wrote for her. And I know that was just a cover-up sort of to try and emphasise the emotions of grief and how she overcome it and how her perspective changed. But I don't feel like it was the same Hazel. I feel like the writer wanted this to happen so badly that Hazel as the character kind of just morphed into that. So overall, after all that, I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. And from my journey, I hope you saw that I genuinely did love the book. This wasn't just a slagging video. But like I have mentioned multiple times now, I did have such high hopes from it, from what everyone is saying. I don't know if I am actually nitpicking it, but I feel, oh my god, look at the contrast there. It did disappoint me, but compared to other books, it was amazing. Now I am reading Paper Towns by John Green. I am in the part 2 of the story. Part 1 of the story, 5 out of 5 stars, amazing, loved it. Part 2, what I'm getting into, I'm kind of like sloping down a bit. I'm kind of losing my obsession with it, which is kind of how I felt in The Fault in Our Stars. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video of my reaction and review of reading The Fault in Our Stars. Let me know down below if you have any books to recommend me in particular based on what I've commented about The Fault in Our Stars, and I might also leave my Goodreads account down below because it shows all the books I want to read and the reviews I'm leaving on books right now. I think this is it, and I might even upload before 2021. Bye!